Hello students, welcome. This is Dr. Chetna Kumawat. Today we are going to start a new chapter which is Operating and Financial Leverage. In this chapter we will understand the meaning of leverage, types of leverages, namely operating leverage and financial leverage, computation and degree of operating leverage, characteristics and utility of operating leverage, meaning and effects of financial leverage, computation and degree of financial leverage, characteristics and utility of financial leverage, combined or composite leverage, and some graded illustrations. A business concern can augment its funds for investment by increasing the claims of owners or creditors or both. The owner's claims increase when the firm raises funds by issuing equity share or plugging back of profits, whereas the creditor's claims increase by borrowing through issuing debentures or raising long-term loans. The mix of these various sources of funds is known as financial structure or capital structure. The financing or capital structure decisions are very significant for the management of a firm. These decisions affect the debt-equity mix of the firm. If the debt capital is more than owner's funds, it increases the shareholders' return and risk. On the other hand, if the proportion of shareholders' funds is more than debt capital, it decreases both owners' return as well as their risk. Therefore, the concept that is used to study the effects of various mix of debt and equity on the shareholders' return and risk in the capital structure is called leverage. Let's understand the meaning of leverage. In science of engineering, leverage has been defined as the action of a lever and mechanical advantage gained by it, that is, raise a given tool with less of power. However, in financial management, it is used in a specific sense. Leverage implies the ability of a firm to use fixed cost assets or funds in order to magnify the return to its shareholders. In other words, leverage means the employment of assets or funds for which the firm pays a fixed cost or fixed return. The fixed cost or return may be thought of as the fulcrum of a leverage. Thus, leverage arises when the firm uses an asset or funds for which it pays a fixed cost or return. If the firm employs an asset like land, building, or machine which has a fixed cost, it is known as fixed operating cost. And if the firm uses a source of fund, debenture, which has fixed cost interest, it is termed as fixed financial cost. If a firm is not required to pay any fixed cost or return, it will have no leverage. Leverage may also be defined as relative change in profits due to a change in sales. I repeat, leverage may also be defined as relative change in profits due to a change in sales. The fixed costs have to be paid whatever may be the production or sales. Hence, such costs affect the amount of profits available for shareholders, and the leverage helps to measure the effects of change in sales or profits. In other words, a small increase or decrease in sales can increase or decrease the profits of a firm to a high extent. There are two reasons for the increase in the rate of profits to a larger degree as compared to the rate of increase in sales. First, a part of the operating cost is the fixed operating cost like rent, salaries, depreciation, and therefore total operating cost does not use as rapidly as sales increases. This results in greater increase in operating profits as compared to that in sales. Secondly, certain non-operating expenses such as interest payments, that is financial costs, are fixed, which led to increase in the net profits after interest to a greater extent than the operating profits. Thus, leverage is a financial tool in the hands of an analyst. It quantifies the relative change in profits due to change in sales. It depicts the fixed cost incurred to sell the goods. It assists the management in controlling operating cost or varying the profits with an element of risk. It establishes a relationship between volume of sales and operating profits. This increase or decrease in profits occurs on account of fixed operating costs and fixed financial costs. Therefore, leverage are of two types: operating leverage and financial leverage. So this is it for today's lecture. Thank you so much for your patience and learning.